Hi team, this is Chris Abraham from GOHmath. Today we're going to start the 2013-2014 MTEL Math workshop series. First thing I'm going to do, I always want to read the problem. And if I didn't say this before, this is problem 1 on the 53 MTEL math exam. It goes something like this. Number 1, given that A, B, and C are integers, and that A is less than B and B is less than C, which of the following number lists could represent A, B, and C respectively? And then it gives us these answer choices. One thing I like about this problem is that it's so basic and yet it's so complicated. There's a couple of things that stick out right away, and I want you to make sure you highlight these, pick these up. First of all, the word integer. If you don't know what an integer is, it's really going to throw you off. So we're going to say an integer is any number, positive or negative, and the key is that it's divisible by 1 with no remainder. So if we're thinking about a number line, it's like numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all numbers that can be divided by 1 with no remainder. And it's also numbers like -1, -2, -3. Some people say, hey, it's your counting numbers, it's your natural numbers. It's not quite accurate. Integers include all positive and negative numbers. If we were just thinking about let's say our whole numbers would include 0 and the positive integers. These are our whole. And sometimes you think whole counting numbers. If we're talking about specifically natural numbers are numbers that start with 1 and include the positive integers. Put a little n there for natural. And our integers, again, think of your integers as all the numbers out here represented, that can be divisible by 1. These are all examples of integers here. Now, that's the first part of this problem. The second part, which I glossed over because I read it, and I don't want to take anything for granted here, is that it has these inequalities. And the way to think about these inequalities really quickly, because you got to know this very quickly. You got to be able to say, hey, it does involve inequalities. See that right away. But just to interpret this, if I wanted to make a comparison between A and B, this statement here says that B is greater than A. Or I could read it as A is less than B. And I can remember the greater than or less than by thinking of it as a Pac-Man. Pac-Man always wants to eat the larger number. So in this statement, A is less than B. Now when I add the equal sign, all it means is that B is greater than A, or it could be equal to. So sometimes we say B is greater than or equal to A, or A is less than or equal to B, depending on how you want to look at it. Another aspect that might throw you off before we get into this problem is that it's A, B, and C, and these are variables. These are unknowns. And I think when you see something like this, unknowns, I think we should try and go to the 1, 2, 3 strategy. 1, 2, 3. And let me explain. When I'm given unknowns, it means that in some shape or form, I'm going to have to do some type of substitution. I'm going to have to think of some values of A, B, and C that I can substitute into this problem. Now, when I'm doing the substitution, I can pick any numbers. So wouldn't it be nice if we just chose numbers like 1, 2, 3, or -1, -2, -3? I would do that because 1, 2, and 3, or -1, 2, and 3 are easy numbers to compare. I can do it in my head. And don't you want to make your life easier? I think that's the idea. I said 1, 2, 3, but if you notice, all the answers are already in 1, 2, 3, so they're actually applying this. They know that you're able to do these calculations very easy in your head because these are very basic numbers. So this is actually 1, 2, 3 in application. So I'm going to test this out. I'm going to put 1, 1, and 2 here. Now I'm going to think about this. Is 1 less than or equal to 1? Yes. Is 1 greater than 2? No, that wouldn't work. I could cross out A. What about B? I'd try it. -3, -2, 1. Is -3 less than or equal to -2? Yes. Is -2 greater than 1? No, that's not right. Cross that one off. And this is what you're going to do. Systematically go through each one of these and sort of work your way through. Okay, what about this one? -1, -2, 3. I could start in the middle here. Is -2 greater than or equal to -1? No. Well, let's say I wanted to check the other one. Is -2 greater than 3? No. And if you didn't want to do the chart, you could just, all you would really need to do is just put these values in like this, and you could just do the check. And I do this not because, you know, this is the fastest way, but I'm writing it out for each problem because it's a very organized way. Thank you so much, team, for watching. This is Chris from GOHmath. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Hi, team. I wanted to encourage everyone, if you have time, to check out one of the MTEL Math workshops. This is a great time to make new connections in the math. It's 2 days, 1 or 2 day workshop. You can go to GOHmath and find out more information. Take care. Bye-bye.